with everything we've seen up until this point from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the cringe gets cringier, and we've reached peak levels here, okay? Because apparently a plot leak has happened, allegedly, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character does the save the day thing, right? Does the overshadow the main male character thing to save the day, because of course, you know, a legend like Indiana Jones, who people have looked up to for many, 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 many years, has to get outshined by a woman. It's 2023. I mean, come on. Haven't you been watching movies? Also, not that I think you guys care that much, but this video will contain spoilers of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So if for some reason you've just been on the edge of your seat and can't wait to watch this movie, you probably want to click out of this video before I just spill all the alleged plot leaks. This is what's been happening. So anyway, let's go ahead and just dive into this article from Bounding Into Comics, where it says alleged Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny plot leak claims Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character makes the heroic choice to knock out Indiana Jones to protect history. I've been saying this on some podcasts that I've been on lately when we've been talking about this. And that's that there's just something about the adventurer genre that these woke writers hate. And so that's why they keep doing this crap. I mean, look what they've done with Lara Croft, which I keep talking about. I'm gonna try not to hijack this video with that, because I already have. All right, so an alleged plot leak for Lucasfilm's upcoming Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny film claims that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Helena character is the one who makes the critical heroic decision, because Indiana Jones refuses to do so. Not only does she make the heroic decision, but the decision is punching Indiana Jones and knocking him out. Oh my gosh. She couldn't. How? I understand it's like a movie and not everything has to be realistic, but I mean, she's gonna punch Indiana Jones and knock him out. Really? Really? All right. So according to Reddit user Loon K. Jones, who shared what he claims is a full plot synopsis for the film, at the end of the film, Mads Mikkelsen's Dr. Jürgen Voller is able to complete the Dial of Destiny and attempts to use it to travel back in time in order to kill Hitler. I don't know why this is so funny to me. To prevent Germany from invading Poland and committing this big mistake. However, the Dial of Destiny does not take Voller to Sicily in 1939, but rather transports him, Indiana Jones and Helena, who are aboard airplanes, to the Roman siege of Syracuse. Voller and the rest of the Germans end up dying in a plane crash, while Indy and Helena are able to escape the plane using a parachute. Okay. Upon landing on the ground, Indiana Jones encounters Archimedes, who also retrieves the completed Dial of Destiny from the corpse of Voller. Archimedes proceeds to ensure the Dial of Destiny can only transport users to him in Syracuse during the siege, while also obtaining one of Voller's watches, giving him knowledge on the device. Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Does this Archimedes guy, is he a Hitler stan? He's like, no, leave him alone. He's misunderstood. Obviously, he's not. I already know the haters are going to come after me. Okay, let's continue. The plot synopsis explains as Helena tells him that Archimedes has rigged the dial in making sure it only sends back to Syracuse on the day of the siege so that they could save him. We understand it's thanks to this jump in time that he found his knowledge about watches and on how to complete the dial. Okay, so it looks like he's doing this for his own selfish ambition to save himself. Maybe he's not a Hitler stan after all. From there, Loon K. Jones details that Indiana Jones does not want to return to his present, but would rather stay in Syracuse because he believes there is nothing for him in 1969. Okay? All right. In contrast, Helena attempts to convince Indy to return to the present, believing if he stays in the past, he would change the course of history. Indy apparently is unconvinced by Helena's arguments, so she resorts to punching him and knocking him out because she could totally do that, right? Yeah. Doesn't look like she lifts a weight in her life. Even a girl who does lift weights. We can't. We're going to knock out Indy. Come on. All right, so when Indy awakes, he's back in 1969 in New York City in his bed. He then reproaches Helena for having brought him back to the present, although there is nothing for him there. However, Helena counters that there is something for him to continue living for, and Marion shows up in his apartment with a number of groceries. The film earlier made it clear that Marion and he were either divorced or on the brink of divorce, as divorce papers were pinned to Indy's fridge, held up by a picture of Marion. The two eventually appear to reconcile whatever contrived issues the film gives them to have them embrace in a kiss, with a plot synopsis explaining they reenact the boat scene from Raiders in reverse before Indy kisses her. Oh, well, I'm glad they worked it out. At least there's that. Finally, the film reportedly ends with a shot of Indiana Jones's hat on a drying line outside the apartment with what appears to be Jones's hand, eventually grabbing it off the line as the camera zooms onto the hat in a small circle, similar to old Warner Brothers cartoons. Luke K. Jones details the screen reduces into a small circle like in the Tom and Jerry cartoons, circling the hat and appearing to end there. Just before we see Indy's hand, can't be sure, 100% sure, it was his now that I think back about it, but it makes sense that it was. Getting the hat back inside, the end. It's not surprising that Indiana Jones would not make the heroic decision and have that be left to Waller-Bridge's character. Ford described his character in an interview with Fandango as not so strong, not so brave, not so attentive, but about to go on a grand adventure with a very fascinating set of compatriots and adversaries. Isn't that why we would watch Indiana Jones? To watch him be strong, to watch him be brave, to watch him be attentive, to watch him be a man? Isn't that why we would watch Indiana Jones? I don't know who they're making this for now, honestly. On top of Ford admitting his character now lacks courage, bravery, and strength, Lucasfilm has also been captured by feminist ideology that derives male characters. Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing this not only in Lucasfilm, but like all of in Marvel right now lately, pretty much. Well, this is just unfortunate. And here's the thing, though, is it's never fun to see an established character that we all love and that we grew up watching, especially if we have. It's not fun to see them get overshadowed by another character. And I don't know what the crap and why this keeps happening, and people are not liking it, but these movies keep doing it with overshadowing a male protagonist and a male hero with a female character that they just roll in, who typically is a Mary Sue and who is absolutely perfect in every way and can never mess up, and just rolls in and outshines him effortlessly, despite us having a history of watching a lead character who had to grow into who he was and over time, right? And so, dude, it's annoying. And this just reminds me of this tweet here. This dark mode extension is all wonky with Twitter. I have to turn it off when that happens. Shu on Head made this tweet. She goes, honey, it's 2023. Time for your favorite childhood hero from that movie series you love to return to the big screen and get one-upped by some random new woman. This is a very annoying trend. And what we're seeing here, it looks like 49% on the tomato meter so far. Very underwhelming. It's probably going to be a whole lot worse once the audience scores roll in. I think that, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because when you actually look at the core of this story and the underlying message of hey, you got to face stuff, right? I can appreciate that there is a positive message embedded in that. Like, don't run away from your problems. Fix them, face them head on. It's not always easy to do that, but I like that message. And, I like the fact of like, hey, don't let the past keep you from an amazing future, or a future you got to work to make amazing, whatever it may be. So that's a good message. It's always a positive message, but the execution of it, I'm not a fan of that. I also, like, what's the freaking point? They're doing this to characters. Oh, he's no longer brave. He's no longer that strong anymore. He's not courageous. Then why are we watching him? Why? Or you could just people watch on the street. Go to the mall and people watch if you just want to watch people being not extraordinary. I mean, they've done this with Lara Croft too, which you would think with the current movement of how things are and how they're trying to overshadow men with women all the time. You'd think with Lara Croft, they would keep her strong. Why wouldn't they just keep her strong? But they gave her the vulnerable treatment as well. I don't know. I don't know what it is with all this stuff, but anyway, there you have it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and let me know what you think in the comments. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.